Okay, yay, we're going live on 2 platforms today. How exciting. This is Tanya. Welcome to my Botanicamy page. I'm trying out something different today. We are going live at Facebook. We're going live on Insta. And we're having to have some tea, even though it's lunchtime, because it's quite cool in Pretoria today. Absolutely loving this rainy, cloudy weather. It's my utter favorite. I know a lot of people go like Delhi, but definitely, yeah. It's my favorite. There's just no ways to about it. So it gives me a lot of energy. So we're going to talk about a very energizing oil today. So hope you have your tea or your coffee ready to warm you up. And we are going to get started on pink pepper. All right, so Tanya Jooste from my page Botanicamy and Alchemy of Soothing Botanic Ingredients. It's my absolute passion to try and uplift people and skill them so they can start using essential oils with confidence in their home to support their health. So today we're learning about a new oil that was introduced into our South African market only this month by my favorite essential oil company. So very excited to have received this oil. It's got an absolutely incredible smell. It's pink pepper. There we go. I'm just gonna open it, and although you get that definite black peppery kind of whiff to it, it's nowhere near black pepper. The chemical constituents actually differ so much that there's a lot of different health benefits associated with black pepper versus pink pepper. So welcome to everyone that's coming in. If you want to shout out, please go and pop your name in the comments, go and say hi, go give me a wave, and let's get you mentioned on these incredibly educating platforms. I can see that Aniki has just joined on Facebook. Welcome. Essential Daily Drops has just joined on Insta. So let's see if we can do this. Hello, Marie. Welcome. Let's get this show on the road. So today we are, I think it's episode 16 already, in my singles essential oils, not singles as in single, as in singles for the essential oils. There's quite a few more to work through, obviously. If there's any of the previous oils that you may think you would want to listen to learn how to use them, always go back on my Facebook live feed and check if they're there. Also, you can go and watch the replays on my YouTube channel. But of course, if the oil is not there yet and you want me to talk about it, go and put it in the comments, because then it might just come in the sequence a lot sooner. Hello, Jill. I can see you've just logged in. Colleen, yay, I haven't seen you in a very long time. Hope you're well. Yes, welcome. I can see there's a couple more on the Insta side as well. So let's get started. This is a very exciting oil, guys, because when I started looking into the research for this oil, it's a relatively recent oil, but yet there's so much good information about it, even in the peer-reviewed scientific journals. Okay, that's usually where I go and do my research, not on the blog posts that are happening on all social media. I just like translating the mumbo jumbo from the peer-reviewed scientific articles and try and explain it in a little bit easier language for the everyday layman to sort of understand a little bit better about the therapeutic benefits of these oils. So pink pepper is very versatile in several body support offering support for several body systems. So not only is it incredible for neurodegenerative or for the nervous system, it's very good for the musculoskeletal system, also for cellular health, and then definitely in metabolism, so the digestive tract. So you can see that this oil is right up my alley, because I love talking about gut health and gut support so very often. And this week I've actually been attending quite a few seminars, not only about the microbiome, but also the virome, because we actually have more viral genes as part of our genes in our cells than we do human, right? So way more bacteria than human cells and way more viral gene sequences in our own cells than human genes. Okay. Hello, Alzette. Welcome. Good of you to join today as well. All right, so obviously the whole thing about the virome and the microbiome, why that is so incredibly important, is they play an absolutely crucial role for our immune system. And it's that innate immunity, our body's first defense when we get invaded by something that shouldn't be there. And obviously there's gazillions of things around us all the time. We are a fighting machine continuously, but some are obviously a little bit more harmful than others, all right? But the reason why these two, or why the microbiome in general, or the there's many different organisms, not just viruses or bacteria on your skin. There's also yeasts. There's a lot of other one cellular organisms, protein molecules. There's a lot of things that are going on, and they are there as your first defense. And if we don't have good digestive health, we lose our first defense, okay? And therefore our immune systems are not is not equipped to do what it's supposed to do, and then we tend to be a little bit more sickly than is absolutely necessary. So when I come across an oil that is really good for gut health, or that supports your metabolism, because we need good metabolism to be able to take up all those nutrients that we need to support our bodies with having a healthy life every day, wellness, general wellness, I get super excited. Okay, so pink pepper. Talking about digestive health, we can use this one 3 ways. There's actually a label on there. Remember, it's always crucial to go and check on that label. Is this only a topical oil? Is it an aromatic, just nice smelly thing that has no therapeutic benefit whatsoever? Or is it actually supposed to be a food supplement as well? And this specific one actually has the label that says, for flavoring use, dilute 1 drop into food or liquid, and then obviously how to store it in a cool and a dry place, out of direct sunlight, UV. We also have Maurice Abram just joined as well. I've got lots of new viewers today, so welcome. Hopefully you learned something interesting. All right, so this one particularly is an internal oil. And that's important, because when you find an oil that's so incredibly supportive to digestive health, obviously you're thinking you're going to have to internalize this oil. But more than that, it's not just good for digestive health. And by the way, if you do want to help the metabolism along, pink pepper in combination with copahiba and turmeric, being very anti-inflammatory oils, is a really good combination, because people with poor gut health tend to have quite a lot of inflammation as well. So a really good start to the day is if you combine those 3, for example, together. For use to support your a good inflammatory response, not going the wrong way, in other words, where it becomes chronic, because then we deal with a lot of additional issues. That's not necessary. So pink pepper obviously being really good for metabolism, the next big thing is to look at those chemical constituents, and the one that is the most prevalent in pink pepper is alpha-phelindrine, and that is an incredibly important molecule. So although there's not a lot of PubMed searches, for example, for pink pepper essential oil, there's an extensive body of research on the alpha-phelindrine molecule. And the reason for that is because it has very good implications for wound care, but more than that, incredibly supportive to the nervous system, thinking neurodegenerative diseases, but also the immune system. Okay, so in the wound care especially, looking at how the cell, the biochemistry of the cell changes or improves for healing in the wound area, but also how the inflammatory response is connected to that, because we need inflammation for something to heal, and it's having a good inflammatory response so that the healing can happen without it becoming chronic. Okay, so pink pepper is a pink gem, and you are probably going to have to use a lot of this essential oil going forward after learning a little bit more. So let's first look at why it's so good for cellular health. So it's one of those essential oils because of the alpha-phelindrine that has been implicated in apoptosis. So this is where programmed cell death happens, because the DNA or the chromosomal material of that particular cell is damaged, all right? And we don't want those guys to continue replicating, because then we're going to have issues. So very good research about the apoptosis effect of the alpha-phelindrine. More than that, obviously, there's a lot of mice studies. I couldn't think of the word there, brain blank. So there's a lot of work in animal models, in my study specifically, about the alpha-phelindrine, and now it started going into the human aspect as well, which is really exciting for me when they start doing clinical trials and a little bit more research to see what it is that molecule or that chemical constituent is so absolutely powerful in doing. All right, so very good for cellular health, really good for metabolism, really good for the nervous system. So those are the 3 top areas. Okay, so let's look at the top uses. So incredibly good for lymphatic system. So if you're someone that massages a lot and you do one of those lymphatic drainage massages, then obviously start thinking about adding pink pepper to that massage blend. Also really good, for example, for achy discomfort, especially in the joint area, can definitely be added together with other oils that we do know have anti-inflammatory and analgesic benefits. For example, copahiba. You can also use it with wintergreen for that same thing when we are dealing with a lot of discomfort topically for the muscles and the joint areas. But even further down if we start thinking about the cramping that happens in our lower abdomen, either from gut issues or from going through various stages of your women's cycle. So pink pepper is really good to add to your blends there. And it's one of those sort of molecules, it's hard to explain this, because usually when we start thinking about pain medication and we start switching to natural alternatives, it's amazing, because obviously then you're not going to get all those side effects. But for those that are already sort of addicted, because a lot of these painkillers come with very heavy addictive detox symptoms when they go off it, and because they are so very addictive, there are essential oils that can assist you through that rehab process, and black pepper and pink pepper are two of those. Remember, the black pepper and the pink pepper are different chemical constituents. They do have a different working, but both of those have been shown to be very supportive when people are trying to come off using something that they have been addicted to for quite some time. All right, so let's start looking at other areas in the body. It's also quite good, by the way, for respiratory issues, respiratory health. So adding it to, for example, cardamom in a diffuser, it's going to smell really beautiful and spicy, but it's also going to help assist with the inflammatory condition associated when you are feeling incredibly congested. Also really good, of course, because of the digestive health, not only to use it internally, but to use it topically as well, because of the analgesic benefits and all the other things that are going with that. So applying it topically on the belly area when you're feeling discomfort, as well as using it internally, is going to be really, really amazing, getting it from both sides. All right, so let's start looking at some other aspects of why putting it in a diffuser is really important, because we are now in the beginning of the year. People are really struggling to get back into the swing of things by the look of it. People not wanting to go back to work. We're all sitting in a little bit of a mumbo jumbo. Some people are actually still on vacation, believe it or not. I know we're almost in February. They are incredibly blessed, obviously. But if you do need that energy pick-me-up and that incredible revitalizer, pink pepper. So probably if you're going to combine that with peppermint, you're going to have a really revitalizing effect. But on that, let's do a side note. Not a good idea to put pink pepper in your diffuser at night when you're trying to have a good night's rest, because it's actually so revitalizing that it might keep you awake. Okay, so just keep that in the back of your mind. Also incredibly good for that reason for fatigue. So late afternoonish, if you're feeling that slum, yes, it's probably a good idea to lay off the sugar. But more than that, if you just need that additional pick-me-up, try pink pepper. Been really supportive for quite a few people there. All right. So also when we think about the emotional side, so now we've just been speaking physical, but the emotional side of pink pepper, I mean, the smell, it's very exotic and sweet compared to black pepper. It's got that same pepperiness, but definitely there's just something to it. And what I'm also smelling is definitely a little bit of a tinge of a tea tree. So there's a very clean smell to it. All right, so let's look at the emotional side before we go to the cooking, because obviously this is first and foremost one of those oils that is going to be really good to be using internally. So mood-wise, it's actually one of those essential oils. Hello, Dalian. Welcome. Glad you could join. If you want to catch the replay to see the beginning, now on Insta and Facebook, and the replay is going to be available on YouTube as well. All right, so if we start looking at the just that mood oil. Sorry, I can't get enough of this pink pepper. It's really delicious. It's one of those essential oils that actually helps you from judging yourself. So it's moving towards a phase of non-judgment. And I think quite a few of us need a little bit of assistance there at the moment. So it's that self-love. It's invigorating, but starting to care and feel comforted. So it's almost moving from impeded to feeling aroused, because it's, by the way, also an aphrodisiac. Okay, so I think in the mood department, pink pepper is really an amazing essential oil. So for that very reason, you can put it in a diffuser, but I think you're also going to find quite a lot of benefit from just simply putting a drop in your hand and then rubbing your hands together and then inhaling a couple of times through your nose deeply when cupping your nose. Oh, and the smell in your hands is actually quite a lot different compared to when you're smelling it straight out of the bottle. Yeah. All right, so obviously I've been making quite a few recipes this week because I only received my pink pepper by the end of last week. and I really wanted to try out what it tastes like in food. And it's really great because I love the taste of freshly cracked black pepper, but it's incredibly strong on my taste buds. And sometimes I do get a little bit of a burning sensation in my digestive tract. So I opted to use the pink pepper in some recipes, and it's really delicious. So you're getting that sort of same feeling of the pepper, but it's not necessarily as harsh to the intestinal area. So if you're going to be doing a turmeric drink, you need the black pepper and the turmerones from the turmeric essential oil, obviously, to assist the curcumin. So pink pepper is not going to be a replacement there, but definitely if we want to flavor food. So here, there's quite a few famous cocktails out there where they actually flavor the cocktail with pink pepper. So instead, you could be using the essential oil. Really good. I made a lot of different salad dressings. So when you're going to make a flavored olive oil, for example, to drizzle over your salad, or even over a white piece of protein like a fish or a chicken, it's going to have that very subtle but beautiful taste. I really liked or enjoyed adding lemon to it, so it was a lemon and pink pepper. Really good flavor combination. So definitely an essential oil that you can play with. If I can just remind you, it's not a good idea to add the essential oil right at the beginning of cooking, because heat is going to destroy the therapeutic benefit the longer it's been exposed to that heat. So it's a good idea to always add it at the end. A lot of these essential oils are incredibly potent, especially if you start thinking about the corianders and the cilantros and those kind of things. So then it's like the toothpick method. If you don't know what that is you literally just take a toothpick and touch that little dropper insert in the top and then stir it through your food. You can always add more. You can never take it away. Okay, if it's over flavored, it's gone. So please don't add like a couple of drops. First test it with the toothpick method and see, is it strong enough? Is it not strong enough? Then add some more. But it's always a better idea to add the essential oil rather closer to the end of the cooking process. So when you've turned off the stove and the food has started cooling down a bit, then obviously you can start adding the essential oil. Obviously in a salad dressing, you're not heating it, so there you're safe. You can add it straight at the start. Right, so there's some cooking tips for using pink pepper. As I start developing my recipes, when I get some really good ones out there, then I will be posting them on my page as well, so you can give them a try. You all know I cook very healthily, so maybe not a taste for all, but if you're feeling adventurous, why not? Just give it a try. It's a really, really good essential oil. And not only because of taste, but now you know all the amazing benefits that's going to have for your digestive tract, for your nervous system, even for your mood when you're using these essential oils in the various ways that I've just mentioned. So hopefully it worked on Insta today. I have no idea. I'm going to have to go and listen to the recording afterwards. Thank you for joining me on pink pepper today. If there is a specific essential oil that I haven't talked about yet, please be reminded. You can go and put it in the comments. I will find you and I will try and do one on your specific oil in the near future. So I hope to see you all again next week, Thursday, for my next live on my Botanically page and Alchemy of Soothing Botanic Ingredients. If you found this useful and you know there's someone out there that needs to hear this information, press the love button and share. Will be much appreciated. Thank you so much for joining. Cheerio.